Alright, today I'm going to be covering my first successful Insane Beast solo run, waves 1 through 12. I'm going to be talking about some strategies that worked for me, some strategies that didn't work, and why you could probably do this too. Because I'm a dingus, and if I can do it, you can do it. So, first thing we're going to do is run to this van. Obviously, you can see there we shot down that auto turret. Auto turrets are going to give us a little bit of extra time money. Not a big deal. The main thing we're going to want them down for is they're going to stun a lot of our drones. Now this corner, you can see they're going to keep rushing around this van. We do want to hold this van. If they get past us, it'll make it a lot more annoying to deal with them, as they're going to be running around in between cover. They're not going to be stacked up. Alright, quick note. Between default and alternative spawns, default spawn is where you normally spawn. If you die with a cog in your base, you're going to spawn at the alternative spawn. Alright, this is our second wave going in. This is our alternative base spot for the cog. There's only 2 on this map again. We're going to take out this auto turret. This auto turret there is going to be a big problem in future runs. That's why we want to keep taking it out. Now, another thing you're going to see me do a lot here is wildfire. Wildfiring keeps us behind cover, keeps our limbs safe for the most part, while letting us still hit the enemies. The only downside is it is reduced accuracy. But luckily, as Locust, you do have infinite ammo, so we're not really worried about wasting ammo. Another thing you see here, Dizzy's charging. The reason he's charging is he's the last one alive. Once you have one cog, hero, stranded, whatever the case may be, they will normally charge you. Sometimes Anya has a mortar, and she will not really charge you because of it, at which case you are going to have to go to her. Alright, now we're going to be using the Mauler. There's a specific plan here. We're going to be straddling this van because the cog are going to want to charge us, and we're going to use this as most of our cover so we don't have to keep using that boom shield. Another thing there, you can see that stranded, she went to roll back. Most of the time when stranded and heroes go to roll, it's going to be very difficult to hit them. There's a wall behind them here that they can get kind of hanged up on, as well as the van, which makes these hits a lot easier. Now I'm hitting the spikes behind me just for time because I'm not sure if they're going to charge us. Here, ideally, I would have probably pushed in, got rid of my Mauler, probably switched to drone. However, I was still hoping they would charge me. Probably not the best play. You can see it's just wasting down our timer. It's not actually doing anything for us. Now you can actually hear Dizzy planted a frag there. We can shoot those, get easy downs that will give us extra time, money, and also reduce some pressure off of us. Now, unfortunately, Dizzy is down by that auto turret, so I'm not going to be able to get him real easy. So what I end up deciding to do is I decide to go after Jace here. However, not knowing where he is kind of caught me off guard. Here, pressure's kind of on. I got 10 seconds left. I'm doing a couple runs, so I start kind of panicking here. Remember, we can shoot those grenades for easy downs. Here, I choose to just make sure I can get rid of the hero. I'm spamming B here. It doesn't actually matter. Stranded still gets handed off first. Now remember, last hero is going to charge us, so we can use it as an opportunity to rush around the corner, get our easy hit off. Jace will normally not have like a Rexal Lance or anything like that. He's going to be running a chainsaw. Sometimes he'll switch to a shotgun. Chainsaw. Lancer. So here we unlock the Giant Centipede and the Grenadier, which is going to be 2 vital assets on waves moving forward. The Centipede will be very good for clearing out cog, especially once you have fortifications down. Grenadier is just nice. It's fun. So what we're going to do is we're using Mauler to hopefully get this turret out. You can see I catch one stray bullet shotgun shell there, and it's going to drastically drop my health. It kind of actually messed up this whole Mauler run here. We still get a decent amount of downs here. One thing to keep in mind is you do have a cooldown when you hit with the Mauler. So at the very least, prop up your shield for a couple seconds there before dropping it again and just hitting. That way you're at least a little protected during your cooldown. Now, the centipedes are a little janky on their hits. You gotta get used to that hitbox. I would say centipedes are definitely one of the most vital things you're going to be seeing me use here. They are so efficient at getting kills in spots where you otherwise would probably get burnt down by the sheer amount of COG. Now, you see here, I'm actually hitting through this wire. I could probably have just walked through it and pushed it. But one of the things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how to angle it, because again, centipedes only get hit in the rear. So as long as you protect your rear, you should be mostly fine. Here we got one hero, so we're just going to use a drone to pick them off. You could alternatively use Beast Rider if you felt more comfortable with that. It's a little bit more expensive, but it is more reliable. Now, once they get on a turret like that, you see I actually rush in. The reason I do that is you can spin turrets and they'll normally jump off. Same with silverbacks, actually. If you get too close to them, you can spin around them and shoot them, and they won't dismount the silverback, but you can normally get it to blow up. Now, something to note here, you can actually see through the spawn screen, you can see they have silverbacks. This side, this current spawn, has silverbacks. Our alternative COG spawn does not have silverbacks, so we won't have to be worrying about that. Ideally, you would use a berserker to get silverbacks down. I don't have one at this moment, so I'm just working with what I got, which is our grenadier here. Another benefit here, if you can't see them, they're walking around you kind of janky, you can normally just hit them using B on the controller, and you'll get your stun off on them. And that is pretty much the secret to killing a lot of these heroes that have more health than you, is just stagger it and stunts. That's going to be key.
Incoming frag! You're good to go! Grenadier!
Now those silverbacks, when they get destroyed, they will actually blow up and kill COG and Stranded. Mostly I'm saving my grenades here for the silverbacks right now because I don't have the berserker to use. I did unlock it, however I wasn't wanting to spend the 5,000 at this point.
Easy, grub!
Now here I actually made a vital mistake. I threw that frag downing Dizzy behind the wire. If I would have waited a little bit longer, he would have actually been over by me. I could have downed him without losing my drone here. Alternatively, I could have just shot the auto turret. Instead, I got a little excited, ran into the wire. Not ideal. As you can see, letting him come towards you, much easier, more reliable, a lot safer. Alright, moving on to wave 6. As you can see, there's no silverbacks on this side. This side will never have any silverbacks, which will make it quite reliable for us earning money instead of just burning all of our money on berserkers. So here I end up going Mauler. My thinking is there is an auto turret around this corner. I want to get it down. You can actually see when I pull up the locations of all the fortifications, you see a blue icon that shows the health bar of the auto turret. That can be useful for knowing where they're at if you're not well aware with the map or how the COG moments spawn. So again, Giant's going to be good for just clearing out large groups of COG. So something to keep in mind, that mortar, if it does hit us, even though we are the armored centipede, it is going to do a lot of damage, especially if it hits our rear end. So we're still trying to avoid that, even though we are fairly armored.
Help! I'm dying! Run, frag!
One of the most deadly things for the centipede, surprisingly, is actually shotguns. A lot of COG will run up to you and walk directly over the rear end of the centipede and shoot it. This could devastate your centipede run. Now here I picked Grenadier to finish everybody off. I probably could have just picked Centipede again. The only reason I picked Grenadier is because I knew Anya was still alive, and I know sometimes she likes to hide instead of push out.
Incoming frag!
Sentry destroyed.
On me!
I am pleased with your progress.
Alright, as you can see, we got Carmine now. Carmine's actually going to be a rather big issue for us. He uses a boom shield, which, when you're timed trying to get kills, can really slow you down. Okay. That stupid shit. No!
Locust!
Oh, they fragged me. Frag the fragger. So we're going to go Berserker. We're actually going to try to run a very specific path here. We're trying to go to the upper right of the van. And then we're going to go straight after the Silverbacks. As you can see, it was kind of unusual here. The Silverback ran away from me. Not normally what happens, but it kind of worked out for us this time. Normally when it's heroes, it's good to get those downs. But it's not enough to worry about throwing, getting those fortifications down. Because that is your main goal with Berserker. You want fortifications down. Alright, so we went Grenadier here. It was potentially a questionable decision, but that's what we went with. So you can see there we actually fragged Carmine. Very big deal. Now he's going to drop his boom shield. He's not going to be using that anymore. So although we didn't get any kills off that grenade, it was still of good value, especially for our Grenadier here. Alright, cutting forward to about wave 10. Wave 8 and 9 were really about doing the same thing. Here on wave 10, we're actually going to try to do a Mauler push. It ends up actually not working out because they got the new upgrade turrets. We just get hog rushed. So we actually end up switching to a Berserker. We just kind of opened it up. It's on these later rounds. We're going to get more money off of it anyways. It's not as big of a liability. Berserkers just make a time-efficient clear, and especially if you're trying to get a lower time, this is going to be very ideal for this. So now that we've got an opening, we're just going to go Centipede, see what we can pick off. I'm actually going to get this turret down just because I don't want it to be me in the rear end if I go past it. Ends up not mattering. Jace jumps on the turret. Again, shooting grenades gets easy downs. We're just going to use the Retro Lancer to guarantee a kill after picking each other up. The reason I'm running drones is I started getting worried about cache, so I wanted to use them.
Let's do this.
They know they cannot win.
So here we're going to run Berserker, just try to get the silverbacks down. Those auto turrets are going to be hitting us and staggering us quite a lot. But we're still going to try to just push through, never mind them, and just get the silverbacks down. There we go, we got both silverbacks down. Rest of Wave 11 really wasn't real eventful, just kind of normal strategy, just using centipedes and grenadiers to pick off the rest of people. I did try using a drone, which did not turn out very well on this alternative spawn because I hadn't realized it, but the auto turret can actually hit you here. So this last round, I'm very low on cash. I'm sitting there deciding what I can be doing. I end up deciding to go with a Berserker. Now that leaves me about 1,700, which is enough for a centipede. That's as very close as if this is a bad Berserker. This could end my run right here. Now as you can tell, they start rushing you farther on this spawn, which actually causes some unpredictability. I was going initially for fortifications, but being rushed by the guards here, I end up just doing the only thing I can, which is hammer the right trigger. So we're going to be using the centipede now. Our essential idea is we just want to pick down some of these Onyx guards that are kind of straggling, try to avoid getting all of their focused fire on us, because a lot of them will just sit behind cover until they get line of sight. Kind of self-explanatory, but one thing to keep in mind with this last wave is Prescott is the only hero that will resist. However, all your Onyx guards are essentially heroes in the fact that they have to be executed to be killed, which makes it so the Berserker, Centipede, melee in general is very nice. The Grenadier doesn't do as well against the Onyx guards because of this.
Do you realize who I am? Protect me.
There's our 12 waves. Again, this is something general. Anyone can do, anyone can win. Raven Down's a very nice map for this.